Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey!
A Merry Christmas episode here of Raw. Normally we wouldn't have too much to talk about in this period here, but instead we got a live Raw on Christmas Day. A present for everybody, including John Cena's return.
Yeah, it was the first time ever for a live Christmas Raw.
Um, I don't know. There's positives and negatives to it, but we'll see what we do from here on out.
But Elias and John had a good segment together. Elias is really coming into his own.
Hmm.
Just wish they would do something with him.
Yeah, he's sort of suffering from that. You know, the character's really good. He's drawing nuclear levels of heat. He's doing everything right. In the ring, he can perform. There's just nothing for him. But every week he's appearing, just doing random and unconnected things. This week it was getting beaten up by John Cena, as expected, because you know it's John Cena.
Yeah, only the Intercontinental Champion can beat him cleanly right now.
Yep. That's all that ever happens. John Cena will show up. I don't know, is he going to stick around on Raw for a little while? Or is he going to still be floating? Because he's still got that free agent status, if I recall correctly.
I really don't know.
I feel like this is because it was Christmas. He showed up. I'm going to imagine he inserts himself in the Rumble at some point. Maybe as a free agent, participating for both brands. I don't know. But we'll wait and see what happens with Cena. I don't expect the thing with Elias to be a long-time feud. I do expect this to be a one-off, but crazier things have happened. In the Cruiserweight division, Hideo Itami shatters Brian Kendrick's face.
Yeah,
Do we have an update on what exactly happened?
I haven't heard anything really. But I haven't been looking at anything today.
Hmm.
Um,
A whole lot of
but
face clutching from Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, he was definitely taken to the hospital after the match, so it was definitely bad.
It's great for your, what is this, like the second GTS on television on the main roster?
Yeah, and this one was a particularly interesting one because it occurred in front of the Chicago crowd.
Yep. It was. I was really hoping they would do it. We all know what it was gonna do. Everybody knew the
Yeah,
implications of it, but it's still a bit of a. It's a perfect thing for Hideo and his current, you know, I invented this, respect me for it, piece that he's going along with to do it in front of the Chicago crowd.
yeah. I personally, I'm a little petty, but I would have, after delivering it, I would have had them drop a flag that had just a picture of Vince McMahon with a middle finger.
Oh, I feel like had Brian
But like I
Kendrick,
said, I'm petty.
yeah, yeah, had Brian Kendrick's face not been munted up from the move, I feel like he could have picked him up and done another one as the exclamation point. But obviously things happen to prevent that, and we're not gonna ruin him too badly on that. We'll see where Hideo is going to be going in terms of the cruiserweight division. He seems to just be outskirting it at the moment. You know, he hasn't jumped into the big storyline going on at the moment, or the title scene, which are overlapping a hell of a lot at the moment. But he's sort of easing his way into the center of the cruiserweight division. But we still have, I believe, it's Enzo versus Cedric Alexander that we got to have first.
Yep, that's going to happen next week on Raw.
And then Hideo Itami can slot himself on in, right?
Yeah.
We also, in the Cruiserweight division, got a six-man tag team street fight. Holiday themed, because, you know, it's Christmas Day and we had to do one holiday themed match, but this one was actually pretty damn good.
hmm As to be expected with the talent that was in the ring.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight division, much like, honestly, the main roster of Raw and SmackDown at the moment, is so stacked. You could throw any sort of weird gimmicky thing at anybody and they'd put on a damn good match. Like, what, we got Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Tozawa, Drew Gulak, Davari, and I guess Enzo was also there.
Yeah, it was fun. Cedric got another heads up on Enzo
So that
heading
means
into
he's
their
not winning the
match now.
title, right?
probably. Although, if there is any time to do it, New Year's Day would be the day to do it.
Oh yeah, 'cause they had a show on Christmas. They have to have a show on New Year's Day, yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I think something, though I did think that about this one as well, I think something's got to happen. We got something on the Christmas episode. We talked about it at the end of Raw. So I'm expecting something to happen on the New Year's Day one as well. It's just a case of what. Whether that's a Cruiserweight title change or something else, we don't know just yet. I don't know exactly what's being booked for next week. But last thing in the Cruiserweight division, Nia Jax, Enzo Amore, it's still a thing, it's still happening. Can we please move on? Let's just move on. But Nia Jax does transition us nicely into the women's division here, and we do have a new entrant into the women's Royal Rumble match officially. So I believe that all of the people who were in the ring during the announcement on Raw are not officially in it, as far as I can ascertain, but Asuka now is.
Yep. The favorite just entered. And she introduced herself to Miss Bliss,
That's
who's
not
trying
good.
to take credit for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's not good.
I would be all for that match occurring at WrestleMania.
It's definitely an option. I'm a little less, I guess, with the men's match. You're a little limited in what's going to happen. The winner, if they're on Raw, will be facing Brock Lesnar. That is only ever going to be a handful of people. The winner, if they're on SmackDown, a little more flexible, but still limited to a handful of people. The Women's Rumble is arguably wide open. It's normally the case that anyone on the division can compete with anyone on the division, no matter who's champ. So, of course, there's people in it that are not gonna have a poop show in hell picking up the win. I feel like there's a lot of people who have that sort of outside chance of swinging through.
Yeah, it is entirely possible. There's also possible of one of the surprise entrants could win it.
Stop mentioning that Ronda could win it. This is how we jinxed it and Dolph Ziggler won the US title. We entertained the possibility and it happened. We cannot risk it again. And I'm also hearing this morning, I'll see if I can get them back up, some rumors about Paige possibly being injured in Uniondale.
Yeah, I've seen a report on it. They brought the stretcher up, but she left on her own power.
Yes, but still with docs.
Yeah. So
fingers crossed it's nothing bad, especially since she just came back and she's leading Absolution. I feel like it would put a very large wedge and a very large question mark over a large portion of the division at the moment. And a large portion of the storylines in that division. In terms of the men's, what do we got here? We got Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. They're still going at it. It's your weekly update. Yep, they're still fighting.
Yeah, they finally made contact.
Bit of an understatement. Made contact.
This has been fun. I gotta admit, I never saw anything that they did in TNA, so I don't really know the gimmick.
Okay.
But this has been fun.
So you're arguably who the whole Woken turn is targeted at. Someone who, WWE can't be 100% sure knows about the gimmick and they're just sort of being introduced to it now, and you're saying it is working?
It's working to me.
Okay.
It is interesting that Matt has found a way to take everything that Bray does well and takes it to a zenith. He's just absolutely insane.
Yep. And I think that's how it works. It was one of the things that I tried to keep up with in TNA or Impact was the Matt Hardy stuff. So I'm relatively well versed in that. I haven't watched every single thing to do with it, but I watched the big matches that they had at the compound and all that sort of stuff. So I know a little bit about it. I'm hoping this is the beginning and that we will get to TNA levels, just in terms of the character and the story behind it. Obviously Jeff is still, as far as I know, injured, so he's discluded from it at the moment, but there were points where Matt was coming to the ring with his gardener and his 6-year-old child. So let's see if we get to those insane levels or not. We'll wait. And also, the Miztourage had a little bit of fun on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, these two are goobers, and I love it.
Always loved these
Um,
two. Really hoped
yeah,
they did something good.
yeah, they had a lot of fun singing Miss carols. Um, the looks on the ladies' faces when they were singing to them was absolutely priceless. You could tell they both that both Sasha and Bailey wanted to laugh but knew they couldn't.
Yep.
And Mickey just didn't know what to do. But it was absolutely a lot of fun. And then the second segment they um, gave Goldust um, a copy of Santa's Little Helper from of one of Mrs. Movies, and as soon as they were gone, Goldust regifted it to Titus, who then had one of the funniest reactions I've seen to Goldust's thing. So it was just pure comedy gold.
It was a good night for backstage.
That segment was simply golden.
I don't know what to say after that impersonation. Well, the Miztourage did end on a bit of a sour note, though.
Yeah, they got a lump of coal when they got absolutely destroyed by Braun.
Merry Christmas, guys. Someone who didn't have a great Merry Christmas, Samoa Joe, didn't capture the Intercontinental title.
No, because Roman Reigns lost his mind.
Man be cray cray?
Yeah, he got. That's what happens when you injure one of his brothers.
Yeah. So, is the Shield thing is still going?
Kinda.
We're not ignoring that it happened.
Yeah.
But we're not continuing it because Dean's out.
Yeah. That was the best option that they could have gone with. Because it kept the title on Roman, but it didn't really hurt Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Because he didn't lose the match to Roman. Roman got himself disqualified.
I expect there to be a rematch at some point between these guys.
Yeah. And I figure it'll be a stipulation match.
But well, it was a good match between the two of them until it turned to total and utter chaos.
Yep. Until Roman pulled out his beatdown card that he used on Triple H.
Yeah, we'll see. In terms of, I'm trying to see here. I don't see anything announced. I know that Roman Reigns was quote unquote fined for attacking a referee, but I don't think there's a rematch announced quite yet. We'll wait and see.
I figured it'll be Royal Rumble.
Possibly, yeah. Unless they need them as warm bodies in the Royal Rumble match themselves, and
they could still be in the Royal Rumble match. I mean, there's last year, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens had a street fight at the start of the show, and both were still in the Rumble.
True. So you can't count anyone out, is what I'm hearing. And then the final thing on Raw, topping it all off, confusing new tag team champs.
Yeah, that's adding. Jason Jordan has turned into such a C-word guy.
What a nice way to put that.
Yeah. He's arrogant as heck. And now he's going to be even worse because now he has gold. Well, technically silver. To put around his waist. And he has the added bonus of being the only person to have ever held the NXT tag team titles, the Raw tag team titles, and the SmackDown tag team titles.
Yeah, I think obviously this does seem like a knee-jerk reaction to Dean being out, but it somehow fits with the projection of Jason, where he looks like he's getting, a bigger and bigger ego ever since being introduced as Kurt's son. It get deflated a little bit by Triple H. Dear God, where is Triple H gone? And then he sort of is a little defiant to his dad. He looks like he's about to absolutely flip out, but then gets opportunities he hasn't necessarily earned, and then walks away with an even bigger ego from winning championship gold.
Very much mirroring his quote-unquote father's original entrance into the WWE.
Yeah.
Because his father came in as a face, but was so arrogant and stuff, and it just slowly turned into the major heel he became, which led to him becoming the WWE champion
So what you're saying
as he developed his character.
is by the time February rolls around, that Jason Jordan's going to be in a tiny cowboy hat singing?
No, that took 2 years.
Okay. So 2019 Christmas episode. Look out for it.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have Roman and Jason Jordan competing for Triple H's attention.
Are they doing that already? But yeah, that's pretty much all the time we have for Raw. We got to get to a song sooner or later. In celebration of his win, we're going to be playing Jason Jordan's theme because that makes the most sense here. And then when we get back from the song, we'll be talking all about what happened this week on SmackDown. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0. Grady and Josh. We gotta start barreling through SmackDown here. Starting it off, Rusev Day got robbed for a second time.
At least they weren't pinned, so they have that going for them.
A little bit of a bonus. Still robbed
Yep.
from the number one contendership.
Yeah. It could be that the reason they didn't win tonight is so they could win at the Royal Rumble after next week when the team that won yesterday wins the titles.
I could definitely see Gable and Jordan winning the titles. I don't care how it happens. I want to see Rusev Day at some point with gold around their waist, and I want to see it soon. Don't make me wait.
Yeah, it's definitely Rusev Day has gotten really over. Somebody said Rusev needs to drop English, and I'm like, why? English is why this is working.
Yep.
He's the one that's really gotten it over.
It's the
They
combination.
don't even boo him singing anymore. That's the amazing thing.
Might be the first singer in all of WWE to not get booed.
But yeah, Rusev Day is so massively over right now. They definitely have to take advantage of it in some way, shape, or form.
Give them the titles.
Yeah.
Still in the tag team division. The Bludgeon Brothers, Breezango, not quite finished, and now the Ascension. What I asked for last week. They're gonna jump in there and help their best friends.
Are they really helping them though?
Okay, well, they're gonna pretend help, make an attempt.
They did help them by pulling them out of the ring before they got demolished.
I'd call that helping.
But then they proceeded to challenge on the behalf of Breezango, the Bludgeon Brothers again.
Well,
I think they want the Fashion Police to die.
So, is this a long-term revenge plan?
I don't know. I really don't know. But it's more that they've gotten in since their debut.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with it. But man, that's just silly.
I think you're meaning that's awesome. Good luck, Breezango.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if they don't look at the Bludgeon Brothers and like that could have been us.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm also wondering if the Ascension have life insurance policies out on Breezango here, and this is why they're trying to do it.
That might be the actual meaning behind the case of 2B.
Yep. We might as well get into the meat of SmackDown. Oh no, we got the woman first. We'll do the woman. Naomi, Ruby Riott, they had a match, and I believe, if I skip here, Ruby Riott and Natalya officially going into the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, we're starting to fill it up.
I feel like it's almost silly to be talking about who's quote-unquote officially in the Women's Royal Rumble, because I have to expect that every single main roster active competitor on the women's roster will be on there.
Yeah, everybody but the champions.
Yeah, sorry. It'd be silly not to. So I'll just expect it.
I actually expect Charlotte to be in the Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
Because I expect that between now and Royal Rumble night, that Carmella will cash in
Okay.
and become the champion. It might even happen Royal Rumble night.
Yeah. We'll wait and see. But one championship that we do know the future for, the United States title, because Dolph Ziggler has quote-unquote left, and that left Daniel Bryan in a situation where he just has to announce a tournament, because we love tournaments now. That we've proven that with the multiple tournaments happening on the WWE Network. But Shane not too happy.
No, and if I'm Baron Corbin, I'm not happy either.
No.
Because he had a guaranteed return match for his title, and there's no champion. Therefore, logically, he should be named the champion.
Yeah.
Or automatically get a shot at the championship, actually winning the championship.
Instead, he loses out in a first-round matchup.
Yep. So his heel character is about to get a major fuel bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Because his whining is going to get greater because he has a legit gripe.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how else we fill out the next first round matches, because Bobby Roode defeats Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal beats Ty Dillinger. What else? What else are we going to do here?
We'll find out in the next couple weeks.
There we go. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think Baron Corbin, it's going to end up in... Please don't have Bobby win the tournament if this is what's going to happen. You're going to have the winner of the tournament has some form of shot at the title, and like, he can say, I won this tournament, I deserve it. Dolph Ziggler can come back and say, I deserve it, I never really left, I was just joking. I still deserve the title. And Baron can come out and say that he still deserves the title because he never got his rematch. And we're going to have the same situation where we got multiple people with legitimate gripes for the title. And then triple threat match.
Yeah, it's possible. Or we could be doing the CM Punk angle.
True.
Where Ziggler comes back a few weeks later, and or a couple months later, and challenge and with his own version of the title, which would be how they would introduce a new version of the title if they wanted to, and say he was still the champion because he never actually lost it.
Yeah. We got options, but I don't think it's going to be anything majorly groundbreaking with this storyline. I don't think it's going to be anything too insane. I think it'll be a bit of carbon copy from something or other. We're quickly running out of time, so we'll just wrap through. Randy Orton and Nakamura in the Rumble as expected. No surprises there.
Nope.
And main event, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, controversial finish.
Shane's antics backfired on him. He came out to throw out Sami Zayn, and that caused a distraction that cost AJ Styles the match.
Yeah. Obviously, we're still continuing with all of these like parts, right? Like the Owens and Zayn versus McMahon is still happening. McMahon still hates Daniel Bryan, so he's sort of in a cross feud with them as well. AJ Styles is just getting wrapped up in it. Do you expect by the time Rumble rolls around that Owens or Zayn will be holding the title instead?
No. I don't expect that to happen. I do expect, though, AJ versus Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn for the title at the Rumble.
Okay, at the Rumble, not before the Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see both. I don't know in terms... I think Kevin Owens winning here, he'll come out next week and say he deserves a title shot, whether that happens before or Rumble. We'll have to wait and see. How far away is the Rumble at this point? It's 28th, so that's about 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, roughly about 4 weeks.
Or 4 weeks worth of Raw and SmackDown, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 weeks of Raw and SmackDown. So we've got plenty of time for titles to change, for feuds to build, for entrants to be announced. And we can start building up the Rumble. Because at the moment the Rumble is just the 2 matches and the Brock Lesnar match. So I'm assuming next week we'll probably see another match announced for this pay-per-view. What it will be yet, I don't know. But I expect there to be another one on the card by the time we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to talk about from this week?
Not really. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I think NXT, not all too much happened. Johnny Gargano, number 1 contender for the title. Shayna Baszler. I'm going to pronounce that wrong until I look it up. Debuts. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, last week was the big week for NXT.
So, because I assume NXT are having a takeover before Rumble. Yep, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And all we got so far is Cien Almas taking on Johnny Gargano for the NXT title. So sweet as that's all we got time for anyway. So it's been great talking to you.
Maybe.
Visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRadio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRadio. And we'll see you next week.